So today we're going to be talking about a subject that is near and dear to my heart, something that I've been eating for longer than I care to admit to you every single day, and that is oats. They are delicious, they've got your fiber, they have a little bit of fats, plenty of carbs, and some protein. And the best thing of all is they mix with just about anything. So very versatile. You could make so many different recipes with them, which is what I'm going to be showing you today. So we're going to get into 3 different recipes, well, technically 5, but 3 ways that you can make your oats. So we're going to do a weight loss, we're going to do a dessert type of oats, and we're also going to do a weight gain type of oats. For all of you hard gainers out there, this is one of the secrets. Eat some oats and you are going to gain weight if you do it the way that I show you. Modify it, make it your own. There's no rules, do what you want. Let's get into it. Let's first talk about what type of oats you guys want to use. It's all up to personal preference. Personally, I prefer the quick oats because they're already broken up, so it's a lot easier on your digestive system, and they cook super fast, so you really can't beat it. The breakdown is basically the same for all of the different kinds of oats as far as nutrition goes, so I like simple, but you guys can feel free to do the rolled oats or the steel cut oats. Whatever your bag is, do that. For our first recipe, we're going to be doing the weight loss. So this one is something that you can use in conjunction with the rest of your food. So basically what you need to lose weight is you need to be in a caloric deficit for the day. You need to use more calories than you take in. All right, so how this is going to benefit you is it has a bunch of soluble fiber which expands with water, so it makes you feel full, which is exactly what you want when your hunger signals are telling you, hey, we need to eat a bunch of food because we're starving. This is going to kind of chill that out a little bit for you. The first ingredient that you're going to need, pumpkin spice. Bam! Second, you're going to want to pick up some psyllium husk. So this we're going to add into our oats after we've already cooked them. If you throw it in before, you're gonna have a bad time because it's going to be like gel. Your oats are gonna be a weird consistency that's very subpar. But this is going to throw in an additional 4 grams of fiber. So how we're gonna sweeten this so it doesn't taste like dirt is we are going to use some stevia packets, or there is a second option if you prefer it, which is my personal favorite. That is going to be sugar-free syrup. You can do Mrs. Buttersworth, whatever you want to do. This is just the store brand because literally they taste the exact same. But if you do go this route, it does have a little bit of additional calories, so just be mindful of that. It's not excessive, it's like 15 calories per 2 tablespoons, so not gonna make or break your situation. Just be mindful of how much you're putting in there and make sure to track it if you do track your calories. And let's be real, guys, what is an oat recipe if you don't have fruit? We're gonna be using strawberries today because they are super low calorie, extra delicious. It's gonna help to sweeten up your oats. Let's get to it. All right, another thing you guys need to be mindful of is the label can lie. So what I mean by that is when you're looking at measuring your oats, it'll say a half cup is 150 calories. Not the case. If you actually measure out a half a cup, you're actually getting more than 150 calories. So I'll show you what I mean. 80 grams of oats. That is technically 1 cup of oats. That's actually worth 300 calories. So it's definitely not necessary, but if you're looking to make your oats a little bit more creamy for not a lot of extra calories, I recommend using some almond milk. This is just 30 calories per cup, so it doesn't end up adding a ton to the recipe, but I only use half a cup. That should make it a little bit more creamy for you. So that's what we're gonna do for this one. Now that you've got your milk and water in the cup of oats, we're just gonna toss that into the microwave. I like to do it for 2 minutes. It's really up to personal preference. If you like more of a runny consistency, you can do less time. If you like them a lot thicker, you can do more time. Just make sure you keep an eye on them so they don't bubble over, because that is going to ruin your day if you do it. Sometimes you need to give them a good stir after they've been in the microwave for a little bit, just to make sure that you're getting all of the oats saturated. Sometimes you'll just cook the bottom ones and then the top ones are a little rough, and it's not what we need. All right, so now, first thing we're gonna do is add in a tablespoon of our psyllium husk. So throw that right in there. So you'll need half a teaspoon of pumpkin spice. Now we just give that a good mix through. The deal with the psyllium husk, as I mentioned, is it will expand with water. So what you're gonna need to do is add some more water to this. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Not a crazy amount, just add enough so that it soaks some of that water up and lets you mix everything into one consistency. And personally, I prefer right in between, like thick, super thick, and runny, so you get like that really good consistency. That's what I'm here for. Top that guy off with some of the Mrs. Buttersworth. Boom. Make it look nice and pleasant with some good old strawberries. So I forgot to mention the other two recipes that you could do for the weight loss. So using the psyllium husk and strawberries, or whatever fruit that you want to throw in there. I just prefer strawberries because they're delicious. What we're gonna do instead of the pumpkin spice is use cinnamon. So instead of using half a teaspoon of pumpkin spice, you can replace that with some cinnamon. Start with half a teaspoon, but really just do it to taste, you know? Same thing with the pumpkin spice. If it's not enough, throw some more in there. But half a teaspoon, you're not gonna go overboard and ruin your oats. So always start with a half teaspoon with either cinnamon or pumpkin spice. The third option, this has got our gingerbread spice in it. That is what it looks like. So we made this ourselves, and I'm gonna put that that recipe along the side here for you. When you're doing the gingerbread, make sure to only use a 1/4 teaspoon. Little bit goes a long way. It's very potent. Also super delicious. With either recipe, use the syrup or use stevia. I definitely prefer the syrup. It just adds that nice maple flavor. Not a ton extra calories, but again, if you're trying to save a little bit of extra calories, use the stevia instead. Just as good. So, since we just got back from the gym, it is time for the gaining oats. So these ones I like to call Mob Boss oats. The reason for that, when I think about a mob boss, I'm thinking if he's eating oatmeal, this is the oatmeal he eats. You let me know if you agree in the comments down below. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just gotta say, I think that I'm right on this one. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We're gonna be using almond milk. Low on the calories. When I get my calories, I want them to come from some sustenance. I don't want it to come from a liquid. I mean, you definitely can swap this out for like a 2% or a whole milk, and you might be better off that way. But personally, I always have almond milk in the house, and it is just so dang easy to add in. Might as well. So we're just gonna go with a cup of almond milk for this one. Like I said, I always cook mine for about 2 minutes. because that is the desired consistency for me. But you're gonna have to figure out what that looks like for you. For this recipe, we're gonna need a few things. First, like I said, you can't have oatmeal without fruit. We got a banana for this one. So we're gonna slice that up. Second, we've got some almond butter. Now, you don't have to use almond butter. It is delicious, so if you wanna use it, that's how it's intended. However, if you got some peanut butter laying around, use that, it's just as well. It all tastes good, man, just throw it in there. Third on the list, we've got some chia seeds. So these are gonna add some extra calories, some extra fat, and more importantly, fiber. Fourth on the list, some semi-sweet chocolate chips. Need I say any more? I mean, obviously, we're trying to gain some weight here. We're not gonna go overboard, just to clear that up, all right? This is to make it look pretty. It's gonna give it that nice chocolate flavor and not add too many BS calories. This fifth option is optional. I prefer to add protein to my oats if I just got done with a workout or I'm going to be going to a workout and I got like an hour and a half to get there. I'm gonna be throwing in some protein. So what we've got today, I've got the cinnamon cookie batter. This is delicious. You combine all these ingredients together with your oatmeal, you are going to be having one hell of a day. So, like I said, not necessary that you use protein. You can use whatever kind you have. This just so happens to be the one that I'm going to use today, and let's get to it. So, due to the size of what we're about to make, I'm gonna transfer from this nice looking bowl over to this mixing bowl because we are gonna need that space, man. So at this point, it looks like we have quite a bit of liquid in there. We're still gonna add about half a cup of water to that since we're gonna be mixing in some dry ingredients. First things first, got the cinnamon cookie batter. We're gonna throw 1 scoop of that in. And we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of almond butter. Like I said, use any type of butter that you wish. This is just what I like. Perfect. Go ahead and give this a good mix. Now we've got our chia seeds. We're gonna do a tablespoon of these guys. Well, a little less than a tablespoon because we're gonna mix these ones in and save the rest for garnishment here. All right, if you're ready, we're gonna make the last recipe, and it is one of my all-time favorites. This is the dessert recipe. So today we're gonna be making white chocolate chip macadamia nut oats. So for that, you're gonna make sure you have white chocolate chips, duh. Just a few macadamia nuts. This is about the amount that we'll use. If they're too big, just cut them up into little pieces. That's what I always do because I like to get a little bit of nut in every single bite that I have. What's the point of only having the white chocolate chip when you know there's a macadamia nut in there somewhere? It's just not where you wanted it to be. So do yourself a favor, cut these up a little bit smaller. That way you can get some in every single piece. The third and final ingredient, just a couple of stevia packets. This is totally up to you guys. You might find it sweet enough with just the white chocolate chips. My personal preference, I like it sweet, man. So I'm gonna throw in 2 of these packets. But again, do whatever you want. So here we've got a cup of oats. Definitely recommend for this recipe that you guys are using almond milk or some form of milk. That's gonna make these nice and creamy for you, which is perfect for your dessert oats. Get that in there, give it a good mix, and then microwave it until your heart is content. All right, out of the microwave, let's give this a good mix. Yeah, that's how you want your oats right there. Okay, so now the fun part. Get your macadamia nuts and just sprinkle those guys like so. Next, you are going to throw in your stevia if you are using some. Bam. Go ahead and give that a little tiny mix in. And finally, we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of these white chocolate chips. So you can just sprinkle those in how your heart sees fit. And of course, feel free to add more if you'd like. All right, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. Hopefully you got some value out of it. Gave you 5 more recipes that you can add to your cookbook. If you liked the video, please let me know below. Give me a like, hit subscribe if you want to see videos just like this, and let me know which one you like the best. If you haven't tried any of them, which one are you most excited to give a shot? And when you do, please come back to the video. Let me know how it was, because if it's awesome, people need to know, man. They need to hear it from you and not just from me. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon.